Hey, Mike with Nerd Problems Gaming here, and today's video will be covering another huge Steam sale and 15 great games worth buying, so let's get into it. The first game on our list is Darkest Dungeon. And this is an intensely challenging roguelike turn-based RPG dungeon crawler, and you'll play as a hero who has inherited a mansion from his ancestors, and now it's up to you as the new owner of this mansion to assemble a team of heroes to clear things out and get rid of this curse that is destroying the land. And so for me, this is definitely one of the hardest RPGs I've played before, but also thankfully it's really addictive. But again, it does have that roguelike element, so many of your team and party will die over time, but you do have some permanent progress boosts by building out your town, which can help you power up your heroes more effectively. The gameplay loop is definitely really fun, but as I mentioned, it is quite challenging, so parts could certainly be frustrating. But if you like a challenge and addictive turn-based RPGs, I definitely recommend this one as well. Our next game is South Park: The Stick of Truth. Now this game is a hilarious crossover of the South Park show and a turn-based RPG. And so in this game, you actually play as the new kid to South Park, and on your first day in town, you get roped into and invited to join the role-playing LARP session of the other South Park kids in town. And so there's two warring factions that are battling over the all-powerful Stick of Truth, and that's really where you're thrown into this game. And so when you start off, you'll build out your character and develop your new kid persona, and you'll team up with other South Park characters and their variety of job classes that they have. And the one thing I really like about this game is there's a great blending of the South Park show, but it also has really fun RPG mechanics as well. And so it kind of feels like you're playing out a season of the show taking place in this over-the-top South Park RPG world. And if you like RPGs and if you like South Park, I highly recommend checking out this game. The next game is Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon.
So Bloodstained Curse of the Moon is an action platforming game inspired by retro classics like Castlevania 3. And so in this game, you play as Zangetsu, a cursed swordsman that is on a quest of revenge against the evil demons that had cursed him. And so along the way, you'll actually be able to recruit other playable characters. And so again, these characters are very similar to some of them present in Castlevania 3. So you'll have a character that can use a whip, a character that can shoot bats and transform into a bat, Zangetsu the swordsman, and a magic user as well. Now, while this game is very similar to retro classics, it does have a lot of quality of life improvements. For example, you have all of the characters on your roster at once and can switch between them as you choose. On top of that, you'll find various power-ups hidden throughout the many stages. The game even has multiple endings. I definitely recommend it.
Our next game is Crypt of the NecroDancer. Now this game is a unique concept that's a rhythm-based roguelike dungeon crawler. And you'll play as Cadence, a young girl in search of her treasure hunting father. And along the way, she also encounters the evil NecroDancer who's stolen her heart, and you go on a quest to save your father and get it back. And the game really has more of a mystery dungeon style feel to it, so you have to be very strategic in your movement. But unlike standard mystery style dungeons, you actually need to coordinate your movements in line with the beat of the music that's playing throughout the game. And so it's a really cool concept that almost feels like a hybrid of an action game mixed with a turn-based strategy game. Now, as you explore around the dungeons, you'll be gathering armor and items and weapons to power up your character. And it takes a little bit of a learning curve to get used to the playstyle, but once you get the hang of it, it's a whole lot of fun, and I would definitely recommend it. Our next pick is Monster Sanctuary. And this game is really an interesting mashup of genres that combines action platforming with some Pokemon elements and Metroidvania exploration as well. And you'll play as a monster keeper in a world of monsters, and so you'll need to go on an adventure to tame various monsters, capture them, and helping many different villagers along the way. And so the game features a hybrid of turn-based combat using your monsters to challenge other enemies, but also action platforming and puzzle elements. And so not only will monsters help you in battle, but they also will unlock new abilities that you'll be able to utilize to explore the world, uncover new secrets, and solve various puzzles along the way. Again, I think if you like action platformers or Metroidvania games and are a fan of the Pokemon series, you'll enjoy this game as well. The next game is Sea of Stars.
Now, Sea of Stars is a classic inspired turn-based RPG, and in this game you play as Solstice Warriors as you try and take on the evil Fleshmancer that is threatening the world. And so the game has a vast world to explore, and you'll take on challenging enemies and bosses with your wide cast of characters, each with their own unique abilities. The combat features timed attacks, and often enemies will have different barriers up that you'll need to dismantle with a variety of powers and elemental abilities. The game features some light dungeon crawling and puzzle mechanics, keeping you on your toes and engaged during exploration. The game has a cool pixel art style, a really compelling story with lots of twists and turns, and if you like classic turn-based RPGs, then I definitely recommend it.
Our next game is Nocturnal. And so in this game, you play as a soldier returning to your homeland only to find that it's been completely overtaken by an evil dark mist, and so you need to go on a quest to rid the land of the mist and to save your homeland. And so this game is more of an action adventure game mixed with some different puzzle elements. And so you'll actually need to solve a variety of light-based puzzles with this eternal flame ability, and you'll also have a darkness meter, and so if your light eventually runs out, you'll start to take damage and could eventually die. And so you really need to maintain that balance between having enough of your eternal flame ability available, combating the darkness, and defeating enemies while also solving these light-based puzzles. Another cool aspect is there's a massive skill tree with different abilities you can unlock. I think if you're looking for a new action platforming game with a cool puzzle-based twist, this one's worth checking out. Our next game is Dodgeball Academia. This game is a dodgeball-themed action RPG, and you play as a young hero that's on a quest to become the best dodgeball player in the world. And so you actually attend this Dodgeball Academy to learn the ins and outs and high-level skills of dodgeball. And so along the way, you'll actually meet a bunch of different other dodgeball players, and you'll assemble your team as you grow and try and be the best dodgeball player there is. And so the combat is really where the dodgeball comes into play, because in the combat, you face off against other dodgeball teams to be the last team standing. On top of that, each one of the characters you play as on your team has a unique set of abilities, and you can change between them at any time. And this really keeps combat fresh. The game also has a local co-op feature, and so you can battle it out against a friend in these local co-op matches. It's a really cool concept, and I think it's executed well. And so if you like what you see, I would recommend picking this one up as well. Our next game is Momodora, Reverie under the Moonlight. So this game follows the story of a priestess, and she is out there trying to rid the land of an evil curse. The gameplay itself is a quirky, dark Metroidvania game. Again, this is a game where you get different power-ups to improve your character, you increase your life bar, and it's kind of almost Dark Souls-ish, if you want to say, because instead of getting an unlimited supply of items or dropping health pickups from enemies when you kill them, you have a set stock of items. You obviously get more as you play, but there'll be things that refill your health when you use them. You get different other items that you can equip that kind of have passive abilities. And so as you're playing, you're going to defeat a lot of enemies, get money, and then you can use that to buy other items and power-ups as well. Another cool thing about the game is it does have multiple endings depending on what you do in the game. But again, if you're looking for that Metroidvania fix, I think it's worth adding to your nerd library and playing through this game. Our next game is Owlboy. Now, Owlboy is a fun action platformer with a charming story and great pixel art style. And you'll play as a young Owlboy Otis that's mute and has really been deemed unworthy and is looked down upon. And you'll actually need to go on a quest and an adventure to save his village from pirates. And so as I mentioned, it's an action platformer, but there's somewhat of a twist to the game where the majority of your action is going to be done via flying and controlling other characters to unlock new abilities. And so as you progress through the game, you'll find additional characters, and this kind of feels like a Metroidvania almost and can aid in exploration, where as you discover new characters, they'll unlock these new abilities which can help you access new and unique areas in the game. It's probably going to take you around 10 to 15 hours to complete, and I think if you like what you see, you should check this one out as well. Our next pick is Blaster Master Zero.
So Blaster Master Zero is actually a remake of the NES classic where you play as a young boy Jason that finds a strange alien-like frog, and as he's doing research on it, it escapes and jumps into a wormhole type portal. And so when you follow this frog, you find this tank-like gunner ship Sophia 3, and along the way you'll use it to stop a mutant alien invasion threatening the planet. And so the game plays a lot like a Metroidvania style game, but on top of that, you'll go through various dungeons where you'll play as Jason as he uses powerful weapons to take on mutant enemies and bosses. Now, compared to the NES Classic, I think this game is a lot easier. They've added things like infinite lives, save points, but there's also new content that they've added to the game as well. I think if you like Metroidvania style games with that classic NES style challenge, I definitely recommend it.
The next game is Lollipop Chainsaw RePop. And this is an over-the-top zombie slaying action game, and it features fast-paced hack and slash action as you'll play as a young hero, Juliet, who's a zombie slaying cheerleader as she teams up with her zombie hunting family as they try and save the world from this zombie outbreak. And you'll have a variety of chainsaw attacks mixed with your cheerleading acrobatics, and you'll use these to slash your way through hordes of zombies and interesting boss fights. And throughout the levels, you'll collect different coins that you can use in the game shop to upgrade various abilities, unlock new costumes, enhance your moveset, and much more. And I think if you like hack and slash games and the zombie theme, you'll enjoy this game as well. Our next game is Undertale. If you aren't familiar with the game, basically the storyline, you play as a human that has fallen into the monster world. So you, as a little kid that's fallen into this monster realm, you want to go home, right? Find a way out, find a way back to your world. And the story goes through that journey of you interacting with these different monsters and then going to try and find a way to actually get back home. Now, I really think the story of this game is where this game really shines. I think that's where a lot of the hype has come from, why people like this game so much is really the story behind it. And so as you play this game, you're faced with the different choices of, do you want to kill the monsters that you're fighting or spare them and let them live? But on top of that, as you get into the battles with random monsters, one thing that I just really like about this game is it turns into almost like a turn-based action RPG in a way, but not an action RPG like you'd think. So basically you'll have this hit zone, a little box, and you'll have a little heart that can really float around. You control it in this box. And now each monster that you're fighting has really their own individual unique attack pattern. So I think if you haven't played this game, it's definitely one that you should add to your nerd library. It's definitely one worth playing and checking out. The next game on our list is Slay the Spire.
So Slay the Spire is a deck building game where you take on the role of various different heroes that are trying to slay the spire. Basically, you'll climb through different levels of this giant tower, and with each level of the spire, you'll come to an enemy boss that you'll have to take down with your various decks of cards and abilities. So each one of these characters has their own unique deck style. And so for example, there's one that's kind of more an aggressive melee type character. There's another character that focuses on abilities that poison enemies, that do residual damage over time. There's another that gives you different power-ups that allow you to take multiple actions in a row. And then there's another that has various different play styles that change based on the different stance the character is in. And each time you go through the Spire is a totally different experience. It's super addicting, it's a ton of fun, and it's definitely worth playing and checking out.
And our final game on today's list is Bright Memory Infinite. And so this is a fast-paced first-person shooter slasher hybrid. Now the game has a minimalistic story, but you'll play as a young special agent investigating strange black hole events occurring around the world. Now the game really focuses around combat, and so throughout the game you'll have multiple gun types you can utilize, cool sword wielding abilities, energy attacks, double jumps, dashing, dodging, and more. And there's also a variety of mission types thrown in the mix as well. So you'll have some stealth elements, more combat focused, action platforming, and more. And I think this variety of levels, in addition to the fast-paced action, really keeps you on your toes. Unfortunately, it's not a super long game, but it is a lot of fun and it's worth picking up. Well, again, hopefully you like this video on these 15 great games worth buying in this latest Steam sale. But let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you played these games before? Are there any you're going to be picking up now that you know that they're on sale? Are there any other great deals we missed? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button as it really helps out the channel. And another really cool way you can help support the channel is we actually partnered with a game store, Nutmeg Games. So if you like board games, Pokemon cards, Magic cards, and more, be sure to head to nutmeggames.com/nerdproblemsgaming and use our promo code nerdproblemsgaming at checkout. You'll get 10% off your order and help support the channel at the same time. So if you want to take advantage of those great deals, be sure to head there as well. And if you like videos like this on video games, board games, and everything nerdy, check out one of our other videos here. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications to get the latest updates of new nerd videos we put out. But once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.